They're opening up pretty soon, aren't they?
The
Senior Center opening up.
They opened up yesterday.
Yesterday, they get let me grab my thing here.
Yeah, so that was exciting to get things
Oh, I
back in the
bet.
building.
I know, it's been lonely down there across from me, but
Yeah, I bet it has. I bet it has.
it's great.
Hey, we're gonna have a picnic this year too. Oh, you are? Okay,
Wonderful.
30th.
It's wonderful.
Kathy Reed's doing this.
Yep. Okay, if everybody would please stand up, we're going to ask Kathy Reed to lead us in a prayer.
Gracious Father, we ask that you bless us and thank you for the work that our three Marion County Commissioners do for all of us. Also, as we've just had Memorial Day, lest we never forget their ultimate sacrifice for us. In thy name, amen.
Amen. Thank you, Kathy. Joey, would you lead us in the pledge,
I'd be
please?
happy to. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Okay, this is County Commission meeting. We'll come to order. Chris, the first item, please.
We have the acceptance of the minutes from the May 19th, 2021 meeting.
I'll move we accept the minutes as presented.
Second that.
All concur. The next item, please.
We have exonerations 2021 180 through 2021 322 from the assessor.
Since the recommendation of the assessor and the prosecuting attorney, I move
Hey,
to
Chuck,
sign the
Can you pass me one of
exonerations.
those bulletins or
Second that motion.
agendas?
And all concur. That's the most I've ever seen, Chris.
Thank you.
It's a lot of them, yeah.
Joe just want to sign all those. Next item, please.
We have an order confirming and ratifying the fiduciary supervisor's report of claims and settlement reports of the following estates: Palillo, Clemens, Lester, Schrader, Price, Hott, Irons, King, Bernardo, Butcher, Sherrill, Bogart, Roberts, Sokolowski, Anseline, Ayers, Thompson, Martin, Wright, Helmick, Adams, Massey, Parks, Newsom, Carr, Harris, Hartley, Alberico, Barretts, Brown, Bruce, Menier, McCracken, Lewis, Swigert, Nash, and Lowe. And this requires a signature of the commission as well as the county clerk.
Anybody here with any objections today?
Seeing no objections, I'll move the commission sign.
I'll second the motion.
I'll concur. Okay, Chris, the next item.
We have a proclamation for World Elder Abuse Awareness Day. Whereas older adults deserve to be treated with respect and dignity to enable them to serve as leaders, mentors, volunteers, and are vital participating members of our communities. Whereas in 2006, the International Network for the Prevention of Elder Abuse and support of the United Nations International Plan of Action proclaimed a day to recognize the significance of elder abuse as a public health and human rights issue. Whereas 2021 marks the 16th annual World Elder Abuse Awareness Day. Its recognition will promote a better understanding of abuse and neglect of older adults. Whereas the National Center on Elder Abuse and the Marion County Commission recognize the importance of taking action to raise awareness, prevent, and address elder abuse. And whereas our population lives longer, we are presented with an opportunity to think about our collective needs and future as a nation. Whereas ageism and social isolation are major causes of elder abuse in the United States. And whereas recognizing that is up to all of us to ensure that proper social structures exist so people can retain community and societal connections, reducing the likelihood of abuse. Whereas preventing abuse of older adults through maintaining and improving social supports like senior centers, human services, and transportation will allow everyone to continue to live as independently as possible and contribute to the life and vibrancy of our communities. And whereas there is justice, there can be no abuse. Therefore, the NCEA urges all people to restore justice by honoring older adults. Whereas joining us in our engaging and empower movement and putting an end to abuse. Now therefore be it resolved that the Marion County Commission does hereby proclaim June 15th, 2021 as World Elder Abuse Day in Marion County, West Virginia, and encourage all of our communities to recognize and celebrate older adults and their ongoing contributions to the success and vitality of our country.
Thank you, Chris, very nicely done. Is there anybody here today to accept this proclamation? Okay, that'd be great. If you come up front here and we'll present this proclamation to you. And appreciate all that you do for the senior citizens and elderly. In signing my name on this, I realized I was one of them, you know?
Well, we appreciate
And
what
Ernie's
the
getting
county
there.
commission does for the seniors as well. You guys have helped us a lot.
Well, yeah, we're very glad to do that. You want to come up here?
I think y'all three qualify.
Probably
You're
do.
feeling better than us.
On behalf of Marion County
Yes, we
Commission,
do.
appreciate it, thank you for everything you do for the seniors.
All three. Me too, so.
Yeah, right now, well, enough.
How many citizens are there that have?
We have probably over 800. I mean, we do varying things.
All through the county.
All through the county, yes. I mean, we probably service in the homes, in-home workers, over 150. We do case management. We have like over 40 of those cases. We deliver 135 meals per day. And now that the centers are opening back up, we have enough meals to serve about 100 people throughout the county at our senior centers. Plus the transportation we do, and that varies. So we can carry probably 50 people a week at least.
There's a vital organization,
Yes,
a lot of
it is.
good in a lot of areas, and take care of a lot of people that otherwise wouldn't have anything to eat and never know where to go. So
Yeah.
thank you for all the hard work you
Yeah,
do for
thank
Marion
you.
County.
But thank you for supporting us. You guys have been great.
And we need to do that. We have one of the oldest populations in the state out there, counties, I know.
I think we're number 2,
Yeah, I
right?
knew we were out there number 1 and number 2 in that, so,
Yeah, I think we're number 2.
And we have the nicest street facilities, I think, in the state.
I-
Absolutely beautiful
yes.
facilities, and what it made, I was so proud of that, and the volunteerism, and everybody put together, built a big picnic area. And you had 5 or 6 guys worked out there week after week after week.
And they were all seniors. And it was all free labor. It was all donated. So the only thing we paid for was actually the pavilion.
Hard to believe that takes place this day and age, but that's great. Well, thank you again for everything you've done.
And
Appreciate it.
speaking of our pavilion, our annual picnic is scheduled for July the 30th. Please, if you can, attend. We'd appreciate having you
That
there.
report's very nice. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you a lot. Appreciate it. Sometimes soon we'll put these away.
Yeah,
Get closer.
Me either. You talk with the woman, and sometimes you can't hear very well. Krista, next item, please.
We have the signing of the land books. There are, I believe, 10 of these maybe, and they require signature by all 3 commissioners.
Okay. Yeah, let's do, yeah.
I'll move the commission sign the land books.
And I'll concur. I'm gonna set it there, Chris, and when this is over, we'll take it back, we'll do it there. Okay. Takes a while to do that. The next item, please.
We have for the record a request for reimbursement from the West Virginia Division of Administrative Services, Justice and Community Services to cover expenditures from May 2001 in our Victims Advocate Grant, and that is in the amount of $4,615.38. Again, that's for the record.
That was for the record. Next item, please.
We also have for the record a request for reimbursement from the West Virginia Division of Justice and Community Services to cover expenditures from April 2021 for our Community Corrections Grant, and that is in the amount of $13,619.64. And again, that's for the record.
Okay, Chris, for the record. Next item, please.
We have the first reading of the request from the town of Whitehall for an annexation of 2.51 acres of territory. We need to set a public hearing date for June 16th. This is the updated and corrected annexation request that cut out the portion that the city of Fairmont owned. Again, we need to set a public hearing date for June 16th, at which time we'll hear any objections to this annexation, then consider approving that annexation at that time.
Okay, Chris, have you had a chance to review this, Chuck?
Yes.
Okay, everything in order as far as you can tell? I mean,
Yes.
they've met all the requirements?
Yes.
Okay, and this is 2.51 acres. The area two would be an annexation by the town of Whitehall. And the request is made, as being out of a portion of the city of Fairmont that's owned now.
Yeah, the last time it accidentally incorporated a portion that the city of Fairmont already owned. So when that was discovered.
Okay, I
basically
remember,
had to-
but
Yeah.
it's good to have the good mayor of Whitehall here now, John Michael. You got anything to add to this? We'll get through today and then have the hearing on the 16th, which is our next regular meeting, and it doesn't appear there's gonna be any issues with this at all to us.
That sounds fine. I'd just like, from the town of Whitehall, thank the county commission for their support in the past and continue working with you all, because I think this have become good partners.
Very, very much so. Thank you, appreciate that compliment, and we'll get this taken care of, and we'll have the actual hearing Wednesday, June the 16th at 10:30 after our regular meeting. Thanks for being here today.
Okay, I'll go ahead and move the commission to set the public hearing date on Wednesday, June 16th, 10:30, Town of Whitehall annexation.
Second that motion.
And I'll concur. Chris?
Oh, yeah, we
Anything
have Tim from Main Street Fairmont here with us.
Oh, okay. Morning.
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 Hey, Chris, how are you?
Good, how you doing, buddy?
Just have some, just a couple exhibits from you guys today.
Thank you.
So just on behalf of Main Street Fairmont, I just want to thank the commission for their ongoing support of our program and the work that we've been doing. And we have certainly put in a lot of work over the last year and have continued to engage the community. So I'm here today to kind of give you guys just a brief update on what we've accomplished so far this year, and then ask for a little bit of support as we continue on in our growth. So last year was obviously an interesting year of transition. It was my first year as the director of Main Street, and certainly honored and humbled to be able to take that on as a responsibility. So we really focused on restructuring the organization and really building for growth. And so over the last year, we have significantly grown the organization. In the last 12 months, we've reached just under 1 million people on social media. We have run about almost a dozen events now in the last year. We've brought hundreds of people into downtown Fairmont. We were able to partner with the Allegheny Image Factory and create an incredible virtual Feast of the Seven Fishes to the end of last year, and really build out the programming that we've been able to do. This year we've come with a full calendar of events that I actually provided for you guys here in our hometown market schedule. For these hometown markets, we've actually partnered, Chris, we appreciate the partnership with Palatine Park, Fairmont State University, and the Fairmont Farmers Market. And you can see the schedule there. We've got 6 of them on the calendar. We had one on May 15th. Coming up this Saturday, we'd love to invite you guys out to our hometown market. It'll kick off at 9 a.m. With our Discover the Friendly City 5K. That's our inaugural race, and we're certainly looking forward to that. It's going to go past many of the iconic places in Fairmont. It'll start at the mural over at Palatine Park. It'll run under the $1 Million Bridge. It'll go across the 3rd Street Bridge, back over by the 8th Street Confectionery, over by the Highgate Carriage House, around Fairmont Senior High School, and then it'll loop back around downtown and finish by the new Feast of the Seven Fishes mural on Monroe Street. And so we're just really excited to kind of bring the community out and to let people experience the beauty of Fairmont for the 5K. And then it'll be immediately followed by Art in the Park at Palatine Park, and then a hometown market right across the river downtown. And then obviously we'll end the day Saturday with the concert series that we've got going on at Palatine as well. So we've got a full day of programming on June 5th. We've got a similar day on July 10th, another one August 7th. September 18th, and then October 23rd as well. So we've got a full year of programming with the hometown markets. And the support that we'd like to ask for you guys, typically, historically over the last several years, we've gotten $4,000 from the County Commission for the Feast of the Seven Fishes. And that's been the only funding that we've ever received in recent years from the County Commission, and obviously we more than appreciate that. The request that we have today is we'd just like to ask for $1,000 for each of our hometown markets. That'll allow us to really expand out some of the programming, the kids programming, do some better advertising and marketing. It'll just help us to create a more robust program there for the hometown markets. I recognize that asking for $6,000 is a big ask, but what we'd like to do, if you guys are willing to, is I'd be more than willing to come back each month and share with you the results of our last hometown market and then request $1,000 for the next one. And that way you guys get a full accounting of how we're spending the money, kind of what's happening, and so that we're accountable to you guys and transparent with what we're doing with the funds that we're getting from you, but then you can also kind of see the return on investment that we're giving for Marion County. So the last hometown market was May 15th. We had 27 vendors. We brought about 500 people through the downtown area and really built that out. And again, this coming week is our next one. So that's the request I have as far as a monetary request, but obviously we'd love to ask you guys to come out and spend some time at the hometown markets. They're certainly an enjoyable events to be a part of. But that's my main reason here today is just to kind of let you know where we've come from and what we're doing going forward, and then ask for some support as well.
Tim, thank you. Main Street Fairmont's been very successful. It's interesting to see what all you've done here and the results and what you have coming up and the history of the program. And with you on board, that'll continue to be successful. Well, thank you.
Appreciate it very much.
Appreciate your time. And then we'll get back to it.
Yeah, Tim, I had one question. On that car show on July 10th, who you partnering with to put that show on?
Wade Linger.
Wade, okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right.
Yeah, Wade Linger and his crew are hard at work doing that, and Brad Merrifields, our board president's been integral in getting that all facilitated and working that out.
All right, appreciate that.
I'd just like to say something to you. I know how hard you work. We've talked several times. And I appreciate the work that you've done. And I know it's a struggle sometimes to get the funding and get things going. And there's so many things we want to do in this county. But I really, really think you've done a tremendous job in trying to bring Main Street Fairmont to the front, so people will come out and see what we have to offer here. And the hometown markets have been amazing to bring people out. So thank you for all the work you've done tonight.
Well, thank you so much for your kind words, and again, we certainly appreciate the support, Chris, and very, very much appreciate you and the commissioners. Thank you so much. Appreciate your time.
Is that it, Chris? I wanted to bring to everybody's attention something that's imminent here is coming up, and that's the, under the American Recovery Act, it's actually the American Rescue Plan Act of 2021. Everybody's asking about it, everybody's wanted to, we've got several people that's applied for funding from this, and I want to try to give you some information concerning what's happening so everybody knows out front. We will be anticipating the first installment of that money with 30 to 90 days from now. The first installment we're going to get is $5.5 million. I don't think that we want to take any applications to be sure that we got the money, and then we can take applications. Even though people call us, and we're getting all kinds of calls from different public service districts, from landlords. There's been stuff that's kind of out there a little bit that we're not sure what actually it's going to cover. But until we find that out, I've attended 2 meetings so far, one with Senator Manchin and one with Congressman McKinley yesterday, and we still don't have a really clear understanding about what money can be spent on. We're not sure yet. We kind of got an idea, but we're not sure. We know that we're going to have a separate account for this money, for the accountability of what it's spent for. They're pretty strict about that. We found out that we can't backfill money we spent over the past year. We asked that question, or I asked that question specifically about, we had to dip into our rainy day fund, our financial stabilization fund to help with our budget, but we can't do that. They want to spend on projects. They want to spend to create jobs and to have opportunities for people. The emphasis is somewhat on all public service districts and projects like that. But the second wave of money that's coming later on is specifically designed for that. This has a lot of flexibility in it. We're just going to have to figure out what we can spend it on and how much we need to spend on the different projects. The account we're going to have, once we get the money, we're going to prioritize. We're going to look at everything very closely. What's out there that's needed the most, and we'll take suggestions. We talked to the sheriff earlier today about taking some suggestions from other elected officials and other people too to try to get an idea. But ultimately, the decision's going to lie with the three of us up here on what the money's going to be spent for. And I think over the years that we've been in public office that we will be very fair and try to spend it on what's needed the most, and not some project that may or may not be successful. We want to do the right thing. We want to spend it wisely. We want to get it out there, create jobs. We want the result of what we do affect the most people positively, and that's what we're going to do. We'll just wait and see. We got to get a few more instructions on what it can be spent for, and when we get the money, everybody will know about it, and we'll take applications and take it from there. Kind of exciting. I've always said I've never seen in my life money fall out of the air, but this is a case where it actually is. This is not. I mean, we're going to get I think 10.4 million, if I'm not sure, but
Yep.
we get $10.4 million, and I mean it's federal money. We have to be accountable for it, but it's money that we can spend on what we think is the most important thing we need in Marion County. So that's what we're going to do. We're excited to get it. We're excited to see some of the projects that maybe that we were looking at in the past affect people's quality of life and the living that they have, and whether it be a sewer, water project, or whatever that might be. But that's where we're at. I wanted to look at everybody to know what we know, so we're all on the same page now with where we're at with this American Recovery Act money that we're about to get. Does anybody have any questions, or? I'm sure there'll be more to come, and keep up with the news, and we'll see what happens. That's all I've got. Anything else?
That's it for me.
I'd like to say one thing though, before we end, and that's just to thank Dee Dee. I have to thank you again. He took his time on Memorial Day to come up to the Veterans Memorial, and he taped that, and it was very, very nice. And I hope that everyone can get on your channel,
YouTube or Vimeo, yeah, both.
TV 19.
Yeah.
And I watched that because a lot of people came in from out of state who actually flew that helicopter, I think in 1969, 1970, in Vietnam. And they came from Iowa and Connecticut and South Carolina, and they try to come in every 2 or 3 years if they can, but I asked Dee Dee to film that because, as we get older, we don't know if they'll come back again, but they were so thrilled to be here, and they're so thrilled to be a participant here in Fairmont. They love Fairmont, and so they're always excited to come, and they always have good stories about the days, and it's good for them, and it was good for all of us to see them. So Dee Dee, again, thank you for taking your time.
And if I may say one thing, you also can go on the channel and see the American Rescue Plan and Randy's 2 questions that I thought were excellent that were given at the Mollahan Center when John McCuskey, the state auditor, came in along with Senator Manchin to outline what the American Rescue Plan is all about. And it really did get a heads up to the people that are interested in how the funds will be spent, or at least some of the guidelines. So, and I thank Randy for those questions too.
And that will be on TV 19?
Yeah, it's YouTube, Dee Dee Man TV 19, or on Vimeo, Vimeo. Either one will catch it.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, if nothing else, this commission will stand in recess until 10 o'clock on the 16th of June. Thank you all for coming out today. Appreciate it.
All right.
Good to see Taylor too.
Oh, darn.
Thought you were gonna get away.
Hey, Linda.